Ice cream transformers, crime-fighting inspectors, and mini fuzzies. These are the 10 best McDonald's Happy Meal toys. Number 10. Changeables. Transformers have to be the most epic toy anyone could own. Who wouldn't want an ordinary-looking toy that can change into a cool robot? Of course, McDonald's was smart enough to give kids a Happy Meal toy they would love for years. Changeables were these adorable toys McDonald's created just for tiny customers like you. These were basically food-themed Transformers, and they were epic. At first, it's a tiny plastic ice cream cone or a McNugget box, and then you could get to change it up. You could quickly rearrange it into a robot, dinosaur, or other cool feature. Now I want to go back to the 80s just for one of these. Want to know the best part of these toys? You could battle them against each other. Number 9. Inspector Gadget. What would you do if you could sell just one toy and get hundreds of dollars? I'd probably buy a ton of ice cream. It turns out that the Inspector Gadget Happy Meal toys are worth a lot now. It wasn't always so, but I guess the older you get, the more valuable you are. The Inspector Gadget toys are based on a pretty great character in a movie who fought off criminals with many neat gadgets. To put together the wacky inspector, you had to collect several body parts and gadgets. They were all packaged separately, so you need 8 toys to make a complete inspector. People who have a complete Inspector Gadget hold on to him a lot. If I had one, I'd definitely sell. $350 for one toy sounds like a great deal in my book. Number 8. Mini Furbies. Anyone ever get to play with a Furby toy? Tiger Electronics made these fuzzy robotic little things probably to confuse little kids. You can't even tell if they look more like owls or hamsters. I guess kids loved them enough to want them, weird and not so cuddly as they are. McDonald's just had to throw this one into a Happy Meal. To love a Furby, you have to first be somehow unfazed by the creepy, soulless stare of the regular-sized version. They were so googly, not in a cute way. And then there was the talking. These toys started to chatter away, first in a language called Furbish and later in English. That's kind of why the tiny plastic Happy Meal versions were such a big deal. Sure, they weren't fuzzy and didn't talk to you, but their ears, eyes, toes, and beaks moved with the push of a button. And they came in so many different colors. It was all the cuteness and none of the noise. Everybody wins! Number 7. Teeny Beanie Babies. Sometimes you have to look at a toy that used to exist and wonder what the fuss was about. Beanie Babies are not one of those toys. They're the cutest things ever. You just want to hug them and hold them forever. There was a Beanie Baby hysteria in full force in the 90s, and everybody wanted one in their hands. It's possible the teensy versions of the animals must have given McDonald's a killer sales boost. Kids made the Beanie Baby collection such a big deal. It practically determined social status. And McDonald's made kids have even more. Plus, it must have been so cute to see the tiny critters next to their full-size versions. These characters were so legendary that there's a McDonald's in Texas with a teeny Beanie Baby Hall of Fame on its walls outside. What Beanie Baby would you have liked to own? Do you know someone who owns one? Number 6. Muppet Treasure Island Bath Toys. The Muppets have been a crowd favorite for a very long time. Kermit the Frog is even more of a celebrity than some regular people. When Muppet Treasure Island was released, it came with a collection of 4 rubber toys that made bath time way more fun. Kermit plays the role of Captain Smollett, the captain of a water cannon pirate ship. Miss Piggy was Benjamin Gunn, who was attached to her float and had a skirt that changed color in the water. Gonzo was in a boat with a paddle wheel, and Fonzie Bear floated around in the barrel. Long after the kids finished their Happy Meal, these toys still kept them happy. Even kids under 3 got a super cool 4-paged book that they could read in the bathtub. Number 5. Sky Dancers. The Sky Dancers series didn't have a lot of fans. This is probably because they were all girly and stuff. Not a lot of people watched the animated Sky Dancers series, but these toys were pretty cool. McDonald's figured out that flying princesses and action figures were the perfect way to keep kids coming back for more Happy Meals. The fairy dolls clipped into a base, and when you pulled the string, they'd spread their wings and fly. Okay, they go spinning into the air, but that's not important. The Happy Meal versions were so loved that a new TV series started because of them. A lot of kids wanted them, but their parents, yeah, not so much. They had to break up a lot of fights because siblings got whacked in the face with these. At least they had pretty names. I gotta admit though, if Miss Shimmer hit me in the face, I'd probably toss her out of the house. Do you think you'd love a Sky Dancer? Number 4. Tamagotchi Keychains. What if you could get a pet with your French fries? Think of that sweet puppy or bunny you've been begging your mom to get you, and imagine going to breakfast and coming back with one. I'd be so excited. That's what McDonald's did for kids lucky enough to get the Tamagotchi toys in their Happy Meals. Tamagotchi toys were a cute little Japanese digital keychain that gave you your own pet. It was shaped like an egg and had 3 buttons that allowed you to play with the animal in the toy. You could get any animal in a random one. That's probably why they sold more than 76 million keychains. I didn't even know there were that many kids in the world. What animal would you have wanted? For kids whose parents refused to purchase a legit Tamagotchi, this was about as close to owning the real thing as they could get. There was no digital pet to play with, but the plastic egg keychains had a cute toy or game inside. You could also build a collection out of the many different Happy Meal Tamagotchis you could get. Number 3. Hello Kitty. Hello Kitty has probably been around since your parents were kids. That's a long time. They've been favorites of everyone since they showed up, and why not? They can be fluffy and cuddly, and who doesn't love that? McDonald's quickly realized that these were the perfect Happy Toys for Happy Meals. The adorable Sanrio characters had been in Happy Meal boxes several times. They have come with numerous cute outfits and accessories. Some are plush and huggable, while some are plastic, so you could just build up a collection on your desk. The really cool ones even had cool additions like a stamp and ink pad to use for little home projects like letters to your pen pals. The Hello Kitty toys you could get were always pretty exciting. You could also get a Hello Kitty toy boutique, fluffy toys with a McDonald's uniform, and even a Hello Kitty watch. Throw in the body stickers, and you can understand why kids are really excited about these toys. Did you ever get a Hello Kitty Happy Meal toy? Number 2. Disney Masterpiece Collection. With Disney, there are so many cartoons and characters to love. You could play any of the princesses and still have your favorite Mickey Mouse bed sheets. Your pencils could have each of Snow White's 7 dwarfs, and you'd still want action figurines of an evil queen. That's where McDonald's Disney toys had you covered. The Disney Masterpiece Collection Happy Meal toys were such a delight to every Disney lover. The toys were packaged in a mini VHS tape box and were so cute. They looked like the movies the figurines came from. A Bambi figure had a Bambi movie cover on the box. What Disney would you love to get? The figures out of this collection were about 4 inches tall, and there were so many different ones. Aladdin, Merlin, and of course the princesses. I wonder if they'd ever make one for Moana. Now on to the moment you've all been waiting for. Number 1. Pokeballs. What if Pokemon Go stops existing? What would you do? I'm not a huge fan, but there are tons of people who would be so disappointed. Pokemon has always had so many loyal fans since the beginning of time. Maybe not the very beginning, but since they started making Pokemon toys, the Pokemon cards were a huge hit with kids and even adults. Perhaps even more sought after than the collectible cards were these plastic Pokeball keychains. You could open them up and find a tiny Pokemon figurine inside. You could only hope to get a character as cool as Pikachu, but hey, all characters in the collection are pretty cool. Who really knew how to play the card game anyway? Definitely not me. Like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon.